Ladies and gentlemen, we are now live in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the only platform where all music and wrestling matters here. Sportswire Radio. And boy, we're doing things a little different because we're going sort of international. I'll tell you more about it in a second because we're going to have on not one, not two, but three of the premier players who have helped our five-town sound men's soccer team win that 2025 NACIA championship. And joining us here right off the bat are two of those integral players. You got one person from the other side of the Panama Canal and another guy that, well, let's just say, he knows more about the Leaning Tower of Pizza than most of us here and the Big Apple. We'll talk about their story. We'll also bring in somebody from Germany. Boy, it almost seems like tonight's episode of Sportswire Radio might be the United Nations. You know, normally we have on here, we get this who's who of wrestlers and these musicians, and I think we'll certainly top that here and some. But I know that these guys got a chance last week to hear what Jason Facina said, the head coach of their team, and they got that introduction. And I know these guys are busy getting ready for finals and getting ready for other things, but I got to formally introduce these guys because, after all, this is the only platform that's in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, and I've worked very hard to pronunciate these guys' names. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's start this show off here in style on Sportswire Radio, the number one global radio station where all music and wrestling matters, and we hear the sound loud and proud. So with that, without further ado, here on the Sports Report, number one Gamble Sports Show from the 2025 NACIA Conference Champions in Men's Soccer from the Five-Town Sound. First, freshman Paulo Reyes, and the man that's wearing the shirt that's helped us become those conference champions once again, and family. His name is Rafa Asade. Fellas, how are we doing?
Everything all right. How are you?
I'm doing great. Finally, I got a chance to do this. You know, yesterday I had on a professional wrestler, manager, commentator, and then I had on a musician that's well known. I'm going to get a chance to do my intro. So anytime I get a chance to do my intro, it's always a good day, and I've been saving it for a while. But fellas, I know Johan's, I think, here with us, and I'll bring him on if he doesn't have any noise. But it's great to be with you guys. And first of all, congratulations on a highly successful 2025 season here where you guys won the NACIA Men's Soccer Championship.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was a great season, certainly. And I'll bring Johan in here. And are you here now? Can we hear you?
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. And it's great to be with you. First of all, I hope I'm going to get this right. Johan, congratulations on a very, very successful season that took place this past year.
Thank you very much.
All right, so fellas, it's an absolute honor. Obviously, you heard what Coach Facina had to say, so I'm going to go right off the bat because I know you guys are really busy. You got finals, you got other things you're going to be looking at. So for those that are listening and watching here in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the only platform where all music and wrestling matters, and we get a chance every year to hear the sound loud and proud. And you guys, for those, as I stated, are listening and watching to this, talk to me about what the 2025 season here for the Five-Town Sound men's soccer team meant to you guys. And I'll go with Paulo, you first.
Well, hi everyone. I'm Paulo Reyes. I'm from Panama. How Tom says, this is my freshman year here, and this is my first time being here and starting here in the U.S. So all this since August to right now has been one of my favorite and biggest experience of my life, with all the season that we have together with Rafa, Johan, and also with all the team and also the coaches. I think that this might be one of the best seasons that we had together. And also for me, it's very special because it's my first time here, and look how much things that we get together, and how
Absolutely. No,
yeah.
you guys had a tremendous season, and you guys definitely did a lot of great things, and I know you made everyone proud here at Five Towns, and I'll come back to you and we'll talk about that adjustment. But Rafa, obviously an honor. Congratulations on the season, and talk to me about what the season here meant to you, and now that you've had some time to reflect.
No, yeah, like Paulo said, it was one of the biggest season ever for me, and I gotta say that I'll be always grateful for Coach Vicina because he's the one that brought me on the team, and yeah, I'm just grateful for everything because I got to meet beautiful people like all of these guys that you have on tonight, and then all of my teammates. I meet people from all over the world, and that's just something special that will stay for us like forever.
Yeah,
And I
absolutely.
will remember about those guys in 15 years from now, and I'll be like, yo, I won a championship with those guys. So yeah.
Absolutely. No, listen, there's very few people that can say, I don't care what level of athletics that have won a championship. And
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
guys are in that rare category. And congratulations. And Johan, absolute honor to have you on here. And, now that you've had a chance to reflect on the season, talk to me about how you felt.
Yeah, I think we really like got together as a team over the season. I think in the beginning, like there were a bunch of new guys, like all the internationals. For Paulo and me, it was the first time in the other country, out of home. I think like we got like really together over the season. I think that was a big step for both of us, and for Rafa too. Even if when he was in another college before, but I think we got together as a team pretty well over the season. I think that made us strong.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great point. And obviously, we know that the three of yous are from three different countries: Germany, Panama, and Italy. And I know, Rafa, you've been around a little bit before because obviously you played somewhere else. But I mean, for you, especially Johan and Paolo, I mean, what was that adjustment like coming from your home countries here to America and here locally in Five Towns? How has that adjustment been?
Yeah, I think first of all, like to get to another country, it took some time to get used to the new country and like the culture and new food, like especially on the spot. Like if you eat something else, like when you're in your home country, I think that's something new,
Sure.
and it took some time to get ready for that. But I think we managed it pretty well.
Well,
Yeah, I would
for
imagine food is a huge adjustment. Go ahead, Paolo.
my bad. Well, for I think for me and Johan, this the intentions to come here come long ago, since we have been trying to come to a college, also to study here, and also all the exams, all the tests that we have to do before coming here. It's having a lot of things to do, and also when we arrive here and start having a new life, yeah, to adapt in a new environment, different foods, different people, home so far away, family, we only gonna see them on the phone. But it's has been hard, this change, but I think that this change will help us to grow as a soccer players and also as a person on life. So for me, this have been a good decision that I make to come here and study. And well, thanks God that we get and figure out to have a good season also with the soccer teams.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're very thankful that all of you have come here. Believe me, we're very thankful for that on and off the field. I know, Rafa, you have been in this country for a bit, so you have a little bit of maybe a different experience than Johan and Paolo have. But overall, for you, at least for the adjustment coming to Five Towns this year, how has that been like?
So yeah, let's say that what they're feeling now, I felt that last year. So yeah, it took me a while to like get used to the new culture and everything. But yeah, I mean, the transition into 5 times, it was just I would say easy because of the people that I've been around, because of course because of coach, that I just felt, like I was back home with all these people. So yeah, they just made it way easier for me.
Oh yeah, no question. Coach Facina is a man that we've known for, as I was telling you guys off the air, pretty much since the inception of the program. I came on here at just the end of the first season, and we've been working with the program, pretty much ever since. And and I want to talk to you guys obviously about the season. It was a tremendous season, and for you each, was there one or two moments that stood out most this past season? I'll go with you, Johan, first.
Yeah, I think like the final for the conference, like the conference final was like one of the best moments, like to stay on the field, and the moment like the final whistle was blowing. Like I think everybody was like just happy, and yeah, I think like that was one of the best moments. Like I remember that like I just went to the ground and I was happy that the game is over, we won the conference, and I think that was one of the best moments of the season. Yeah, and I think the
Yeah,
way back
absolutely.
was really good. Like we were like all happy on the bus. Like I think that was one of the best time with the team.
Sure, absolutely. We saw that on Instagram. And, for you, Paolo, I would imagine probably a similar sentiment, but was there one or two moments this year that stood out most?
Well, how Johan said, the finals, the conference finals, that day was also one of the best days of my life, because we, after a long time, after a lot of sacrifice, a lot of practice in the cold outside, a lot of days that we have to get out of classes to, or didn't go to the classes because we have to go to another game away or something like that. And we make the goal, we make the championship. That feeling was the one of the best things that I can ever feel, because sacrifice, it's was a lot of this, but this little success that we get, that was the championship, feel better than all the sacrifice that we made. Also, for my personal experience on the soccer team, I'm gonna talk. I'm the second keeper on the team, but one of the games of the season, the first keeper get injured, so I have to
Yes.
set up and start playing all the game. And I'm gonna say that I wasn't ready, but I was feeling that that day was the day for me. And well, we play against Rochester,
Yep.
that we against them at the finals, and we met. I, for my first time playing college, also be on the starting 11. It was very nice. After that, I was crying. I was calling all my family because they were proud of me. They saw the game, so it was a really good feeling.
Oh, listen, I mean, especially replacing a guy like Mr. Garcia, who had a heck of a season. So, we spoke a lot about him last week with Coach Vicina. And I mean, for you, Rafa, I'm sure it's a similar sentiment, but was there a moment or two that stood out most this year?
I mean, yeah, like they said, obviously the moment that stood out the most out of all of them, it was when I saw my captain Campos like raising the trophy to the sky, and that's when I said to myself like, finally, like we made it. And but I say another moment was when we played our last regular season game. We played against Rochester, and it was like
Yes,
a
yes.
crazy game. It was a crazy game, man. We won 3-2, and that's when I told myself, I was like, this year, like it's there for us to win. So that's when I can understand like we could win the
Yeah,
conference.
I think that when we spoke with Coach Facina and I was watching the team from afar, I think to me, you guys really gelled in that middle of the month of October going into when you won the conference championship on November 2nd. If you look at that run you had from the 11th of October to the 2nd of November and the amount of games you played, you just seem to have hit your stride. And I think that that's really where you guys were able to finally win that conference championship. I mean, did you guys kind of feel the same way as the season went on? You guys really started to hit your stride, especially in that month of October. And I'll go with Johan first.
Yeah, I think that we really like get like one part in the team. Like with every game, we got like stronger as a unit. I think that was one point that make us very strong this season. That we like were one part. Like we all were like working together, and every game we got like better together. I think that's one of the main parts. Yeah, that's really one of the main parts that made us strong this season. And I think from every game we got stronger.
Yeah, obviously, thank you for whoever that was, but yeah, no, I totally agree. I think that that you guys played about 8 games in 3 weeks, and it led to where that November 2nd moment was. For you, Paolo, I really feel like again that middle month in October, leading into November 2nd, where you won the conference championship. You guys feel, at least for you, Paolo, in that run, that's kind of where the team really started to put it together as the season went on?
Well, I think that since the beginning of the season, the team was one part. Yeah, we wanted that goal, and we know that. But at the beginning of the season, we were just playing how we know, and we managed to have good scores and have good results. But then when we feel that we have the opportunity to win the championship, because we feel it together, also in the practices, we're teammates, but also there's a competition in the middle of the session. So we can feel that everyone was supporting each soccer player there. So that makes us to grow as a soccer player. So when we starting feeling the semifinal last season game, and also when we went to the final, all the team was so compact as a unit that every I think that every yeah I think that we managed to do a very good last 3 games.
Yep. No, I agree with that. I think the Rochester, obviously the Syracuse game, and then back again with Rochester. Listen, beating them twice. We talked about this on the show. Beating them twice basically in a week. I mean, that's what you guys did to be the conference champions. And we know what that meant, especially to the school, because we had come up short in winning the conference the last few years prior. I mean, for you, Rafa, I know you're a little bit more of a veteran here and you've been through this in other places, but I mean, I kind of felt the team really kind of hit their stride as we went on, and especially in that month of October.
Yeah.
For you playing in the season, did you feel the same way, or what was your thoughts on that?
I mean, for me personally, and I think Coach Ficina would agree with me, our like actually ran to the conference. It started at the beginning of October.
Right.
We played Bloomfield and then we played Berkeley back to
Yes.
back.
Yes.
And we went to Bloomfield and we tied 0-0. And then we went to Berkeley the day after and we lost for 3, but it was like I don't know, it was one of the craziest game I ever played. And I remember that right after the game, the Berkeley game, we just got together and we were like, guys, it's either we keep winning, and we actually like get a shot to go to the conference playoff. Either way, like we keep losing and we're gonna be done by the end of October and we're just going home. So from that moment, every practice was like full of energy and yeah, then I think the key was the semi-final with Syracuse, one of the best game we played this year, and yeah, I mean those were the games that were the key to win the conference.
And beating them number 1 ranked. I mean, I know you guys were number 1 ranked this year, but to beat them as the number 1 ranked team, I think that's, to me, looking back, is as I felt that the season, that schedule you were dealt with a difficult hand. I mean, we talked about this. I know your players, you're not going to make excuses, but this year's team really went through a lot to win that NACIA championship because of the travel, the amount of games you played. I mean, we talked about it. It was 8 games in 3 weeks. That's what you played to win that conference. And you traveled. It wasn't like you were at home for a lot of that. You were going to Albany, Rochester, Syracuse, back here, back there. I mean, that schedule was definitely put you guys through the ringer, and yet you were able to come away with that championship. I know there's some people here in the chat. I know I got only so much time with you guys, but, we talked a lot when Coach Vicina was here, and I know we've done this exit interview every year with Coach Vicina since he's been here at Five Towns. But did you guys know maybe from the other players on the team that were here last year and previous years about the importance of winning that conference championship because the program had come up short the last 3 years prior? And I'll go with you, Johan, first.
Yeah, I think like that's always like a topic in the changing room to talk about like that. It's like a little bit far away that that the college won a championship, and especially that we won something in the D1. Like I think that's very special this year.
Yeah.
So I think that was very important for us, and I think we all knew that like we have the chance like at least when we were in the semi-final, that it was like a big thing for everybody. I think everybody took it seriously and was like everybody wanted to win that. And I think on the bus to the final, you feel like this feeling like before the final, like everybody knew how big that would be if we win like this title. And yeah, I think that had a really big impact also on us internationals because we were our first year here. But I think that all the players like transferred this feeling to us too.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. I mean, for you, obviously, Paolo, in winning this year, but we have a number of players who've been here in the past. And I mean, there's still a couple of holdovers from the magical 2021 team we spoke about, which was number one in the country, went to the national championship game. And, you know, it was an amazing ride. But there are players that have been here that haven't won the conference in the last 3 years. Were bounced in the conference championship game. I mean, so, you know, for you, did you hear a lot about that from the other players on the team? And maybe how did that, you know, frame your mindset in winning the conference this year?
Well, for me, this is the first time that I played conference, if we can call it in one way, because because in my country we only have one tournament, so it's different. But yeah, all since the beginning of the season that we were pushing each other, all the teammates, we were pushing out to figure it out and to win the championship. They told us about the conference. I didn't know what was conference, and also this experience they told us, to me and Rafa, all the new ones on the team. They told us that if in the moment that you will win the conference, you will feel it, and that really happened because in the moment that the ref blow the whistle, we feel that, and it was a lot of emotion that comes.
Sure.
I said all the sacrifice really mattered to get this. So for me, it's having a special. I'm not gonna lie. Every day that the coach told us that we had a game away and we have to be on the bus at one time, it was hard. And also when we are sleeping in different hotels, playing back to backs, it was hard, really hard for us. But we really get it. So none of that matters right now. It was the little sacrifice that since the last little sacrifice that we made that helped us to get the championship.
You know what? That's well said. And sometimes in sports, you don't want to think about the past and coming up short. I mean, that is a fair point. I mean, for you, Rafa, you know, obviously your teammates that have been here for the past few years and came up short. Did you talk with them, or was there a certain psyche going into this that?
No, yeah. I mean, if I look back at the beginning of the season, I remember me talking with Campos. I remember talking with Gabe Santos. I remember talking with Dre, even with some of the alumni, and they were like, "I played in
Montenegro, probably.
yeah,
Hickley.
Montenegro, yeah, all of them."
Yeah.
And they were like, I played in the conference final 4 years in a row, and I lost the conference final 4 years in a row. So I really felt that. And Campos, Dre, Santos, they were like, this is gonna be my last chance to like win this conference championship. So from day one, I promised myself, I was like, if I do it, I'm gonna do it for those guys, because they're not gonna have a chance. Once one season's over, they're not gonna get another chance to win this championship. So
Right.
I promised myself, I'm gonna do it for that, and I guess we did.
Well, I mean, obviously, look, there is no question that you guys were very successful, and I'll say hello to a few people, and the man that is coming on here next Sunday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time, Mr. Coach Wells, Mr. Brendan Wells. Obviously, keeping it in the family with Coach Facina, wanted to say hello, and maybe it's a good time to anything you want to say to Coach Wells? Anything? I've had him on here before in the past, but maybe you want to change his mind. No, I'm just kidding. We're looking forward to how he hasn't been here in a minute, so I'm sure that Mr. Facina will be eagerly anticipating what questions I'll ask him. But how important was Coach Wells for you guys during this season? I know Facina, everybody will talk about, but a guy like Coach Wells, who's also been here, now that he's going to be on here next Sunday, and we haven't had him on in a couple of years. I'd be curious what you guys have to say. And I see Johan's had some technical difficulties, so we'll take him off the screen, and we'll just go to you, Paolo, first.
Well, first I have to say hello to our coach. That I know that he's watching the live stream, and well, he Brennan Wells, he's one of the best coaches that I have ever met. He pushed all the team to get in a good shape, to be prepared for every game, for every back to back, and also outside the field. He is a good person. I can talk with him. Also, for me that I'm international, I didn't have like any kid of the team like to go out or hang out or a hoodie. He helped me also with that stuff. So he has been a good at one of the most essential parts right now on the team. So for me, only gonna say thank you to him, and we're gonna still here. So we're gonna have so much times and so much use with him.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to what he has to say. It's been a minute. Johan, I know you got to run, so I'm going to just go and obviously let you say whatever you want about Coach Wells, and then anything else you want to say afterwards, and we'll let you run. And thank you for being here. We hope to get you back on maybe at a different time during the off season. But Coach Wells, and anything you want to say about him, and also as a follow up, anything you want to say to your teammates and everybody else, we'll let you out.
Yeah, thank you for the invite. Um, I think Coach Wells had a big impact also, like when we did like fitness training and stuff like this. I think he sometimes some players were like not very happy with him because he pushed us like very to go to our limit, like especially what goes on like with running. I remember in the start of the season, like he made us run a lot. But I think in the end of the season, that helped us a lot. Like also when we had like that much games, like I think that really helped us. So we the whole team was kind of fit like to make this amount of games in this short time. Yeah, and I'm very thankful that he like made us go that way.
Awesome. And anything you want to say before we let you run? Because I know you got to go. Anything else you want to say to anybody else before we let you say sayonara?
Yeah, I'm especially thankful to the team like that they took me that well on like to invite me to the team that I can be part of this team that well. And I think I made some friends here, and I'm really happy that I met these people. And I think that was also a really big part of being us like that successful.
Absolutely, and we want to thank you for your time. I know you're busy and such, and good luck at finals. By the way, I really hope you guys all get A's, and maybe we can put a few words into your professor. No, I'm just kidding, because obviously then we'll get kicked off the air. But no, do a great job in finals, and we'll see you here. And happy holidays, Johan, and thank you for your time.
Thank you for the invite.
That was obviously your teammate who obviously has to run. Rafa, Coach Wells, we'll see him here next Sunday. I know he's certainly making you run drills because Mr. Facina is obviously going to be focused on other things, and Mr. Wells might be a better softball player than Mr. Facina. That's an inside joke, but I'll leave that at that because this will probably be the last interview we do on Sportswire with the school after that comment. But nevertheless, Rafa, talk to me about Coach Wells and how important he was to your and the team's success.
Coach Wells, whatever I had to say to him, we already talked, and so he already knows what I think about him. But he's a guy that is just he loves the game and he's crazy about the game, just like me. And
Good. That's what we
that,
need. That's why Coach
that,
Wells has been successful.
and that's what I love about him, and he knows. And I actually have only good memories about Wells. I still remember those beep tests that we did during preseason, those 3 miles that he made us run, like at least I think 3 in a week.
Well, if it makes you feel better, at least you're at the dinner table with him and Coach Vicina, because we know that dynamic. So at least you feel better about that.
And yeah, no, but I mean, I remember the first time I'm at Wells, I saw him working on the field, and the guy couldn't even walk because I think he got injured playing softball. And I looked at Coach Vicina because I didn't know him. I looked at Coach Vicina, I was like, who is this guy? Like, he looks very, very scary. And Coach Vicina goes and be like, yeah, like you're gonna see. No, but jokes aside, Wells knows everything I think about him, and
he's a good man. He's a good man. He's a good man, and if he's that scary, we can always get him in the wrestling ring because we do have the WWE wrestlers on here. You want to say something, Paolo?
Also another good thing of Coach Well is that that guy showed us how he loved the soccer team, because first in preseason he get injured his hamstring, and he can even walk, so he was trying so hard to be on the trainings. And then I think that it was middle of October, he also he also had a car crash, so his arm, his right arm, he can't even move it, but he was there all the days in training. So for me that was a motivation, because all the days that I was going to practice, I was like, the coach, it's worth have an injury and he's going to the training, so why I'm not going to the training and put my 100% every day?
He's because it's showing you that if he can do it, you can do it, and he's going through those things, and that's exactly why we're excited to see him back here next Sunday night, 5:30 p.m. Eastern time. Get your calendars ready and set. Obviously, someone would like to say hello. Thank you, Patricia. Patricia is here. Hello. If you are,
that's my aunt.
well, thank you, Aunt Patricia. And if you want the notification for Coach Wells to be here next Sunday on Sportswire, hit the sub button for me. It's free, and you'll get notifications for other things too. And if you like wrestling and other stuff, you can hit the sub button for me. My friend Ed Pizzo from Dooley, also a former Long Islander, wanted to say what's up. He's not quite a football player around the world, but he's a martial artist, and he did want to say hello. Thank you, Eddie. Zilla, who's always here. Thank you, Zilla. Zilla wants to say hello to the team. If you're on Instagram, hit the follow button for the Five Town Sound men's soccer team. We'd appreciate that very much. Also, if you want to see some of the guys on their roster cards, go to the FTC Sound website, /sports, men's soccer, and you can look at the schedule. And thank you, Zilla. And obviously, one of your teammates wanted to say inside joke that you're so fake. I mean, it's an inside joke, but we know that Eric is here, and we appreciate Eric. And you are obviously very fake, and you might want to tell us that inside joke.
Nah, Gruber. This is Gruber, and
we know him well. We brought him up.
Yeah. No, it was just one of my best friend I ever I had from the beginning of the season, and I think he's talking about something I said about Wells. Maybe.
Maybe it could be. I mean, listen. I mean, imagine how Facina feels. He has dinner with him. They're family. I mean, so imagine how that.
It's fine. Like I said, Wells knows everything I think about him. So
yes, Wells is a good man. I always liked Coach Wells, even before he married into Facina's family. But we'll leave that at that. Proud of these guys. They adjust well and were vital parts of our team. They absolutely were, and you guys made things a lot more interesting. And that's not what you say on the bus. Well, if you're gonna get canceled or thrown off the team, don't say what was on the bus. Don't do it here, because you realize we're live right now, and
I don't even remember what I said on the bus. It was probably when we came back from conference. But
okay.
I know for sure there was only something good about Wells.
Oh, you know what? That's okay. I mean, look, there's always Coach Glancy, there's Coach Topple, and there's Coach Morelli. So I'm sure there'll be other things there. And we've had, Coach Morelli on here before. Thank you, Eddie. We appreciate you. And I'll give you guys something in a few minutes. But I got to ask you, Bito, the adjustment from here, especially for you first, Rafa. I mean, you're from Italy. You're from the place of pizza. And I had to ask you, on my mind. I'm sure you get asked this, countless times, but I have to do it. I mean, so talk to me about the differences in New York pizza versus pizza where you're from in the great country known as Italy.
So yeah, I mean, I'm from Italy, but all of them knows that I'm from Napoli. So Napoli is the place where the pizza was invented and everything. So they know that if they want to get me mad, they talk about pizza.
Well, you know what? I'm from Brooklyn, which a lot of people consider to be Brooklyn. Right before Napoli, it's Brooklyn when it comes to the places to get pizza. So as a kid growing up, even though I'm Irish, I grew up with a lot of Italians. I kind of referenced it in mentioning you and Mr. Facina had also brought you up as an international player. So I had a front row seat with pizza, and that's why I was really really excited to ask you that.
Yeah, I know. I mean, of course, I think the best pizza in the world comes from my city, and I'm sorry if somebody get their feeling hurt, but that's just the reality of things.
No. Listen, we wouldn't argue with you because I mean, you are from the place that invented pizza. I wouldn't know.
I'm not saying that I don't like New York pizza. I like New York pizza, but I like my pizza better.
It's a different pizza, right? It's a much different. So why is it so different in Italy than here in New York?
So first of all, in Italy, to make pizza, we use the hood oven, and here you use the electric one or whatever.
Yeah, it's supposed to be electric, but some people still use gas.
I mean, I think the difference is in the way they make pizza. So
okay. That's exciting. Now, listen, I mean, I had a brother that was in Italy for a little while, but I've never went. But like I said, I grew up in Brooklyn, New York, which a lot of people would say is the capital of pizza, aside from Italy, certainly. And as a kid growing up, the food I looked forward to every Friday was pizza. And I had pizza from Brooklyn just before we went on the air. But, I got to ask you, though, Paolo, being from Panama, and, you talked about the food earlier. How is that food adjustment for you? Because, I mean, that's a big adjustment.
It had been a hard quest because, I'm in Panama. Well, I had a diet because, I'm a soccer player. So every day, I vary between pasta or rice or potatoes. But that's the normal food that I eat normally in my country. Also with a little bit of meat or that kind of stuff.
Right.
Traditional food that I love them, but some of that foods, if you're a soccer player, that's not gonna be good for your diet.
Yeah,
so
sure.
I have to adjust all my diet from Panama to here, and that maybe was one of the biggest mess because one of these days I was watching one of my pictures the first day that I arrived here. And I look so young, but when I see right now, I can see me that I get older. I don't know how. And one of the guys told me that, no, it's because of the food that you're eating is different.
Yeah, there's an adjustment with that. I get a lot of wrestlers on, and in wrestling, obviously, certainly what you eat is very vital in terms of what you do out there, kind of like what you guys do as soccer players. So I've definitely heard that as well. It's a major adjustment for sure.
Yeah, it's having really hard, but well, this is coming here to the USA, having a scholarship and playing soccer. It's one of my biggest dreams, and it's having one of my biggest goals that I wanted to make. And right now I'm in the dream, if we can say it in one way. So this kind of problems like food or little adjustments are only like little things compared to how I feel and the things that I want to win.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're very, very honored and so happy that not only you're here on Sportswire, but also a part of the Five Town Sound men's soccer team and the Five Town Sound athletics program as a whole. And my name is the Reverend Tom Bryce. We have about 10 or 15 more minutes with the guys. Obviously, the guys are very busy getting ready for finals. We're so honored to have them on here. And if you are here, follow the Five Town Sound men's soccer team, especially on Instagram. And yeah, I mean, never bet on Napoli. So obviously, Eric is definitely not a fan of pizza there in Italy. But I'm going to defer to you, Rafa, because you would know, even though as I always point out, I am from the place in Brooklyn. People talk about Bensonhurst and Gravesend and Diker Heights and Bay Ridge in Brooklyn, and that's my stomping grounds. And I had what was supposed to have been the front row seat for the greatest pizza. Sorry to our Long Islanders out there, we apologize, but I'll leave that at that. Rafa, I got to ask you about somebody else that you have some connection with before I move on for a few things. 'Cause I have another guy coming on here, another Italian guy, not quite from Brooklyn, but from Long Island. His name is Coach Jason Gordies. I probably heard the name, and
Yeah.
you have some kind of connection to Coach G, and he's on here on Monday, December 22nd in 13 days. And you might want to elaborate on that because I know Mr. Gordies will probably hear about this.
Yeah, no. So Jason is, if you're watching, hi.
He'll hear about it. Guarantee you. I guarantee.
No, of course, Jason is a guy that I met, I think, a while ago, and I was coaching his nephew.
Yes.
I coached him a couple of times. Then, because of practice and classes, I couldn't coach it anymore. But I hope I can see him again. And no, he's a wonderful guy. And first time we met, I remember him telling me that he was from Napoli too, originally. So I was, and he's a wonderful guy.
He's a great guy. I've known him for quite a while, and I've interviewed him a bunch of times, and I've met him in person. And great guy. Now, obviously, they're all great guys here that we've had on, especially from the athletics programs, and Mr. Gordies from the different stops. And I know you guys got to run here soon, but I got to ask you about being a part of Five Towns College. And one of the reasons I still cover Five Towns athletics and have always supported the program over these past over half a dozen years, because it's different here at Five Towns. It's a different atmosphere. I think people really care about you. I think obviously from the coaches, the teachers, but for you guys here, what is it about being here at Five Towns College that makes you want to be here and certainly use whatever you do here and be very successful? So talk to me first, Paolo, about what do you like most about being here in Five Towns at the college?
Well, in my personal experience, it's because I'm not like this in Panama. You can never find this. Like, you can play college, like you can play soccer in the same place that you can study, and they give you a scholarship for that. So this has been like since I arrived here has been amazing. Because having a soccer life and also studying in the same place, I feel that the professors really take care of the kids, if we can say it in one way.
Yeah, you got it.
It's having really nice, and also one of the best proof that I can tell you is that, well, Rafa also, we both are taking our exams this week because we have our flight this weekend. So we talk with all our professors if they can change the schedule, if they can give us the exam a little earlier, so we can have them with that and also have our flight. So they understand the situation and also help us. So for me, FTC, it's beautiful. It's a nice college, nice people. Yes. Nice environment. I'm proud to be here.
It's a great campus. It's obviously known for its communications, and the teachers really get it. And boy, you guys are so ahead of the curve. When I was in college, I wanted the final and the exam to be as late as possible. You guys are such good students that you want it as early as possible, because obviously you guys want to go back home. So obviously that's why you guys are so great here. But for you, Rafa, being here at Five Towns, and what does it mean for you to be here at this college, and what do you like most about being here?
Look, like I told Coach Ficina from the beginning, I was in Texas last year, so it was
at Hill College.
It was very, very, very different. I loved it there because I met some people that will stay with me forever. I will always remember about my old coach. But yeah, this year at this college was just different because all the people I have on my team, all the people even that I met outside the team, they just helped me so much being here, and they just I just love this place from the beginning. And also, if you allow me, because I know we talk about Coach Vicino, we talk about Coach Wells, And of course, I also say something about all the other guys. Uh,
Absolutely, yes.
Say
Absolutely.
something about Morelli, about Topel, about Glancy. Just they helped me so much. Topel was just a wonderful guy who had always the joke ready for me whenever I was a little bit sad or like homesick or whatever. Glancy the same. We didn't see much of Glancy, but I know that whenever we see him at practice or at games, he was just there to help us. And then, I mean, Morelli, Morelli's been like a second father for me because I know he's Italian like me. And the only bad thing about Morelli is that he's a Juventus fan, and so I'm still
Yeah.
making fun of him. I text him every day because Napoli just won against
Yes.
Juventus last weekend. So no, but jokes aside, Morelli he's been a second father for me since I came here, and I could be happier about it.
No, I think that's why you guys are all great, and the school's always had the right people here, and I think that's why the program has been successful, not just on the field but off the field, because the caliber of people that you are, I think, speaks to what Coach Vicina and everybody here at Five Towns. I know you guys got to run here. I got a couple quick questions, but I want to give you guys something, even though you guys have gotten this technically last week, but I'm going to do it again because I can, and it is Five Towns College men's soccer team. I was going to give you guys individually one, but you know what? I figured, why don't I be an equal opportunist? You guys were all successful, and I wanted you to all have this as a team. And thank you for everything you've done for this season. Thank you for everything you've done for the program and just how you've conducted yourselves as individuals. And congratulations on the season. And we'll give the physical copy to Mr. Facine, and I'm sure he'll do his wonders with it. But thank you, fellas, for all you do. I wanted to ask you, obviously, about the term family. I heard an interview that you did, Rafa, not too long ago, right around the time of the playoffs, and family, we know, means something else now. It meant different in the past or different things, but you got to talk to me about that here and that term and
So
why.
yeah, we kind of gave the word family a different meaning,
Yes.
and I think it was Paolo at the beginning of the season. Oh, we were talking about family, and he was like, "Yo, family, forget about me. I love you," and that's how it's been the whole season. We knew how to set aside our egos, and we just were doing everything we were doing for the family. So we were helping each other out. We were doing everything for each other, and that's just been, I think, what made us successful.
Absolutely. No, I think that's a very important thing. I've covered college sports for 7 years, which is about as long as I'm doing, this. And I've always heard different schools talk about family, but that was probably the most interesting meaning I've heard of that term since I've been doing this. And for you, Paolo, that term family, I'm sure it means similar to what Rafa said.
Well, but for me, in terms of family, well, I hear that. I don't remember where, but then I bring it to the team. The family, it's forget about me, I love you. And
Yes.
yeah, that's the quote that I give to the team one day, and maybe I don't know if that impact on our teammates, but that helped us to, how Rafa said, leave our egos to one side and only focus on the goal that we want to have as a team. Also, that we are a family. We're not a team because the team only focuses on winning and winning. We are a family because we want to win. We're trying to complete our goals, but also take care of each other and try to help us and recovery for everything that happened to us inside or outside the field. So maybe that's one of the biggest reason that we managed this year to bring the championship home.
Yeah, I think that's a good point before we sign off. In that, I think that this year's team, we talked about this with Coach Vicina last week. I think that this team was certainly a different one than the 2021 team, certainly that had won. I think in some ways this team was more impressive because of who you guys had to beat. And I think what you guys went through in terms of the travel, the schedule, the adversity, the other things that had happened, I think the conference that you played, no question that that team was special. It's the first one that won here. It was number one throughout the entire year. I know you guys were number one as well for a little while, but I think that this year's team had something similar to the 21 team, but I think what you guys had different is what you went through. You guys were certainly built with a lot of adversity, but I think this team was well balanced. It was a well balanced team. You guys had certainly the goalkeeping, you had some offense, you guys had some veteran leadership. I think you guys brought something else to the table, which brings me before I get to closing thoughts here. We know that we won the conference. It was a great accomplishment. We know things were what they were in the USCAAs. But what are your guys' goals here for 2026?
I mean, if I can, I just saw coach before at the basketball game, and he just looked at me, and it was like, "I'm not going anywhere. Next year we're going for the conference championship, and then we're going for the national championship." So that's it all.
Absolutely. No, listen, I think that that's something that the school really wants. I think, 21, I never forget, we thought we were going to win it and we came that close. Obviously 22, 23, 24, we got in, but to the USCAs, but we didn't have that same success. And I think that really this year's team, listen, you guys played 8 games in 3 weeks and you traveled for almost all of those games and you were everywhere and you weren't going to beat a team 3 times in three weeks. I mean, it just wasn't going to happen. I think that that's just the reality of the difficult path you guys had. I mean, for you, Paolo, what's the goals for 2026?
For 2026, everyone on the team, also all the team, if we can say it in that way, give 100% in every practice, give 100% in school also, because we have we are compromised to the school to also have good grades and also play soccer to in one way to represent our college. And the goals are win the conference, win the nationals, make our families outside the country, and also for my teammates that live here, make our families proud. And that's it. Try to win every competition that we're gonna get this next year. Try to get them all with all the sacrifice that we have to do. That's it.
No, I think your families are very proud of you, and I think that your families are really looking forward to you guys coming home here and spending some time with them. And I think that your teammates are equally as proud of you. And I know your coaches are, and I'm sure Mr. Wells, when he comes on here next Sunday, will talk a lot more about how he's proud of you guys. And, probably not so happy I brought up the softball field stuff. But nevertheless, if I am sure that next year we're going to certainly win the conference once again. But I think we're going to go deeper into the USCAAs, and I think we're going to potentially get that championship, which we have been coveting here for 7 years. I've been covering this school since at the end of 2019, 2020. And I think 2026, with all the returning players we have, I think what we've learned finally winning a conference, I think we're going to do very well. And we're going to get that championship, which is the national championship, and win another conference championship. Before I let you guys sign off here, I could ask you so many questions, but I know it's finals coming up. And for you guys, is there anything you want to say to your teammates, family, coaches, or anyone watching this? And I'll go with you, Paolo, first.
Well, for my teammates, next year we have to do it better than this year. We have to do all the sacrifice. We have to came every practice to get that goal, to get that championship, and to also get the conference, to get national and conference. Sorry.
No. They're both important. They are both extremely important.
Also, to the coaches, first, shout out to Ficina, because he's the guy that brought me here from Panama. He gave me this opportunity, and I'm gonna make everything possible. Also, the impossible to stay here and make everything fine. Shout out to Ficina, shout out to Wells, Glancy, Topo, and Morelli. They are one of the best crew of coaches that I ever made, and say thank you to them because of this season. I've been the next season also, coaches, we're gonna make the best. We're gonna give our 100% in every practice and also in the games. And for my family and friends that are watching me at home, I'm here. I really like you guys. Thank you. And well, I'm gonna still be representing Panama here in Five Town, so I'm gonna make them proud and put the Panama flags high.
Oh, you know what? I tell you what. Famously, there was a basketball player in the NBA years ago named Rolando Blackman. He was from
Yeah,
Panama, and he was considered to be the greatest athlete to ever come out of Panama. Played very briefly for the New York Knicks, but you, Paolo, are now going to be the greatest athlete to ever come out of Panama. Forget about Rolando Blackman. It's going to be you because you came on Sportswire. We didn't get Rolando Blackman yet. We passed him over. We wanted you instead. So, but obviously the family is here as well. And if you are here, hit the sub button for me because that way you can stay up to date with more Five Towns Sound men's soccer team coverage. Coach Wells will be here next Sunday, 5:30 p.m. Before we sign off here, I want to go to you, Rafa. Anything that you want to say to your teammates, coaches, family, anybody else out there you want to say something to?
No, yeah, of course. I would like to start with my family because I feel like I don't thank them enough sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I know that what I put my mom and my dad and my sister through, it's not easy having like a family member, on the other side of the world with the time difference, and it's not easy. And so I know that they're proud of me in a way. And yeah, then of course to my teammates, I mean, they already know everything, but what we did this year, we'll stay forever. And I hope they will never forget. They will never forget about me. And yeah, last but not least, I want to thank the coaching staff to believe in me. Because I told Ficina right after conference, I told him, Coach, if it wasn't for you, I'd probably not be playing soccer this year. Because last season for me wasn't one of the best. And Basil Ficina and all of them, they believed in me, and I will always be grateful to them.
Absolutely. No, Coach Fustina, all kidding aside, he has been a friend. He has been a friend for many years, and he's always wanted to work with my platform, and we always continue to give a seat at the table to Five Towns College because of the players like you guys and the rest of your teammates, obviously the coaching staff, Mr. Fusina, Mr. Mateko out there. I mean, obviously, so many people at the school, and we're so grateful to have that partnership for as long as we have. And I was at one time a college basically centric platform to where I do other things, but I always will give a seat at the table to Five Towns, the college, and especially guys like yourself. And if you are here, before we sign off one more time, follow the Five Towns Sound men's soccer team on Instagram, Facebook. They have a page. You can follow it if you like. Also, go to their website, ftcsound.com/sports men's soccer team. Look at the different things they have out there. Keep up to date with the team. Also, hit the sub button for us. It's a very simple thing. All you have to do is hit the sub button. You'll have a notification for next week when Coach Wells comes on here Sunday night, 5:30 p.m. Eastern time. Before we sign off, anything else you fellas want to say? And before we'll move on and wish you a lot of luck in finals.
Yeah, thank you, because we're gonna need some luck for
yeah.
Oh, trust me. You know what? I was there when I went to college. It was like, you guys are like soccer players and big time guys on campus. When I was going to school, I was half Van Wilder and half, my head was in the clouds. You guys, at least, I'm sure you're going to pull through it because you guys are a lot more quality people than me. I mean, I'm a character. You guys are, have a good head on your shoulders. You guys will do great.
I think that maybe this week's gonna be one of the hardest weeks for us because we only have 3 days left and we have 5 finals to do.
Oh well, you know what? Listen, I feel even bad I took this much time from you guys, but I know you're gonna do well.
Don't worry.
No, I'm worried for you guys because I want to see him back on the team next season and back on my platform because, we certainly don't want to contribute because there's a lot of things I've contributed to over the years, and we don't want to contribute to you guys not doing as well on the field. Listen, I think you guys are going to get A's. You're going to get straight A's just like you did on the field, and there's an old adage, the best is yet to come, and a rising tide will always lift all boats. you guys will definitely do that. Congratulations, fellas, on the success of the team this season. I could talk to you for hours, but you really have to go study for those finals because Coach Facina then will pull the plug on Sportswire and Five Towns working together in the near and distant future. But thank you, fellas, for all you do. We'll give the copy to Mr. Facina for the certificate of achievement, and we'll see you guys in 2026, but also safe travels going back home, and we can't wait to see what you guys do. And before you go, one of your teammates, another one wanted to get it in, wanted to make sure that obviously you have some inside jokes. But you know what? Well, maybe we'll turn the tables and we'll get some of your other teammates on here. Then you could have an opportunity in the chat to say a few things to them as well. So
Danny, I'm pretty sure that everybody knows about him.
Yeah, we know a lot about him.
I went out to dinner with him before, and look, it was just jealous that I was going to be interviewed by you, and it was not. So,
wow.
So I'm
you know what? The offers out there. Listen, I mean, obviously, look, I mean, we certainly would love the whole team to be here, but obviously, we got some important players. Obviously, guys that are studying for finals and doing other things, and I'm sure Mr. Vicina will set the opportunity up when the time is right. And like I said, when some of the other teammates will be here, then you'll have the opportunity to comment in the chat. But fellas, thank you so much for your time. Thank you, Danny. Thank you to Eric and Coach Wells. And it is Five Town Sound Men's Soccer Team Day here once again. My name is the Reverend Tom Bryce, your voice figuratively and literally with all music and wrestling matters. If you're here, follow the Men's Soccer Team on Instagram. Check out the website. Also hit the sub button for us so you can keep the notifications on knowing that next Sunday, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time, Coach Brendan Wells returns here without the softball talk, but he'll talk a lot about these guys and the rest of the season that took place. So until then, thank you so much. And guys, safe travels out there and best of luck on finals. And until then, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are on the number one, Global Radio station that is Sports.